Thanks for tuning in to Twang and Bang. You might have seen my brass to face videos where I detail my experience with this Gen 4 G17. And if you did, you might be thinking, why are you getting another Glock? You had problems with that one. Well, despite the fact that I have a bunch of trouble-free Glocks, it was still a very easy answer for me to get this Gen 4 G19 for my wife when she finally expressed an interest in getting a concealed carry permit. Of course, it's the 9mm version of the Gen 4 G23 that I carry on a daily basis. This is 40 Smith & Wesson for those of you that might not be familiar. But rather than tell you why, I still think Glocks are great choices in self-defense firearms. I think it's going to be better to show you. And that's what's coming up next on Twang and Bang. Glock cases have come a long way from the Tupperware that my G20 came in I bought in 1992. And it's a good thing because they sure do come with a lot more accessories than they did back then. Of course, they come with that polymer brush and cleaning rod, but the Gen 4 G19 also comes with 3 15-round magazines and a Glock loading tool, which I never use. As you can see here, the G19 is basically a chopped G17. However, the reduction isn't overdone. The size is reduced just enough to make it easier to conceal without taking away from its full-size handgun feel. In fact, many police departments have the G19 as their sidearm. Though both of these are Gen 4 frames, you can see the tab on the G19 that the G17 doesn't have. That tab is there to accept the new beaver tail backstrap. Gen 4 Glocks not only come with 4 backstraps now, but they also come with this combination holder and installation tool. This organizer also has a place to pop the pin in that you're not using. Here's the longer one that you have to use with the grips. I prefer running no extra backstrap, but if you want to install them, it's actually very easy. They clip at the top and behind the magwell. To put on any of the backstraps, you just take that tool and you push out the trigger housing pin. Note that I already field stripped the gun for safety. Once you remove the short trigger housing pin, you can actually clip it into that tool so you don't lose it. This is the medium beaver tail grip, and you can see the mounting tabs inside of it. You start by sliding the bottom tabs up into the magwell area, and then you pop the beaver tail onto the tab that I showed you earlier in the video. At this point, you might need to squeeze the backstrap on the grip a little bit in order to get the holes to line up, but once you do, you can use that flat pusher part of that tool to push that pin into place. You should have to push firmly, but not so much that you actually bend the tool. Though the transition between the backstrap and the grip isn't exactly seamless, you don't feel that seam in your hand at all. It feels very comfortable, and that backstrap isn't going anywhere. Let's now get to the range and see how it shoots. I'm shooting CCI Blazer Brass, which is exactly the same ammo that Glock uses to test pistols before they go out the door. And you can see I'm getting fantastic ejection from this. So that's with the firm grip, but what about with limp wristing? What does that do to the ejection? Okay, so this is the limp wrist test. I'm going to be holding this as lightly as I can without dropping it. At least that's the idea. I am barely holding this. See if I get... So you can't tell me I'm not limp wristing it. Great ejection, great reliability, even when limp wristing, which is the way a Glock should be. Of course, I really like this. I'm a Glock fan for sure. So that went really well. Of course, if you watch my brass to face videos, you know I didn't have any problems with this Gen 4 G17 until I had 800-900 rounds down the tube, and that's when it started beating me in the forehead with brass. I'm not too worried about it though, because I sent this off to Glock and they fixed it. There are also a lot of new extractors out there, aftermarket extractors, that seem to do a really good job about taming bad extraction, bad ejection in the few remaining Glocks that seem to be having this brass to face issue. In the end, though, you know, I look at all the other options that are out there, and everything that's out there has experienced one problem or another. There are a number of very good, reputable companies going through recalls of very good pistols. So I think brass to face being maybe an issue sometime, possibly in the future with this gun, is something that I can live with, because it's something that I'm pretty confident that I can fix. The rest of the feature set of the Glocks in general, the Gen 4 in particular, and the size of the G19 make it perfect for what I want to do with it, for what I want my wife to be able to do with it. And that's why I'm really happy with my purchase. If you want to learn more about the Gen 4 G19 from Glock, be sure to click the link in the video description below. If you like this video, please take the time to log into YouTube and click the like button. Now more than ever, YouTube needs to know that you like firearms-oriented programming. Be sure to click right here to subscribe so you can catch my next videos on bows, guns, and other cool stuff. I really appreciate you watching Twang and Bang, and I hope to see you next time. I'm holding it as loosely as I can. Dork. Last round of the mag. Doesn't count. Dork. Ugh.